You know, one thing I think about you a lot, actually. How is it to wake up in Johnny Knoxville's body?
Maybe they're hungry again.
I just think I'm walking. I won. No one likes to see a stunt succeed, so I made sure they failed.
No. I did not know that. You wanted the stunt to fail.
There has to be a kaboom. If there's no kaboom, then what are we doing? You do it again. That's what we're doing. Am I too far back in this seat? Does it look weird?
You want a pillow behind you?
No,
It generally looks pretty good.
Okay.
We
Perfect.
can't give you a pillow.
No, I'm fine.
You're very trim.
Come on. It looks all right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll f that up.
Do we have speed?
Okay. I got some out in the car. Come on, these are the jokes.
Come on, dude.
These.
Come on now. That's too easy.
Yeah, well.
Drunk history, go.
Well, I loved the show, and I did it a few times, and I told Derek Waters, the creator, I'm like, I want to do one where I'm drinking and tell a story.
But you're always drinking.
Well, drinking even more to the point where you're slurring, which takes a lot for me. Yeah. I don't really slur unless I take something else.
Right, yeah.
So I really pre-gamed a lot, and they were done with the season, and they filmed this episode just for me.
Wow.
I was going to talk about Townes Van Zandt.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, they ask you to do it 3 times. One, when you've had like a drink, then another time when you've had 3 or 4, and then another time where you're just blotto. Well, we were getting ready. I don't know if I got through the second time. Maybe it was the third time, and I had drank a lot before I got there. And I'm like, Derek, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Roll.
I want to tell the third time. He's like, no, man, let's wait. I'm like, Derek, let's do it. He's like, no, let's wait. I'm like, mother. And I was to the point where I was drunk and I just left. I'm like, well, f it, I'm out of here.
Hold on, sorry. Had you done the first 2 times?
Yeah.
But you got...
Maybe. I did once. I don't know if I did the second time. Right. But he's like, you did one. I'm like, well, f it, I'm gone. And
that's not
they're
very nice.
filming me walking out of the hotel, and the cameras are following me up to Sunset. But I called them the next day and apologized.
You got angry. How did this? Now we have to pull it up.
It never aired.
Oh, God, we're going to have to get the footage.
It was a complete disaster.
We have to get the footage. We're going to have to ask him now to pull it up. Townes Van Zandt.
Yeah, I love Townes.
But that's not very historical.
How dare you?
Well, it's not George Washington or Hamilton.
It is to me.
Okay. Now you're already breaking the third wall, looking at the cameras.
I'm going. I think it works.
But isn't it
best
mostly
if I'm looking right down the barrel?
Isn't it mostly like American history, like the Revolutionary War and?
Well, it doesn't have to be a certain time period.
Can you pick your own historical figure? Yes, is the answer, because you obviously did.
Yes.
So what did you say about him?
I don't know. I was drunk. No, I just all the stories about him. What an amazing songwriter, and how volatile. And he fell 4 stories off a balcony backwards on purpose just to see what the impact would feel like.
No. Well, that's why you liked him.
Townes was raised to be a governor because he came from a very wealthy family. Van Zandt County in Texas is named after him. But he just rebelled against that entirely. He got kicked out of military school and just kind of became a troubadour. And
talking about Townes Van Zandt from Van Zandt County, we're here with Johnny Knoxville from Knoxville County.
Yes. And I was also raised to be governor.
You are. You should be. I'm going to start calling you governor from now on. You have a lot of pseudonyms. So Johnny Knoxville, you're from Knoxville, famously. That's where you get the moniker. Can we call you, what do we, PJ?
Puddin.
Puddin Toddy. Yeah. What did we call you today?
Well, when I'm in your arms, baby.
Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to introduce you, Johnny Knoxville, everybody knows. I have my intro, and then we have the studied intro. So writer-performer.
Yes.
You have glasses too. You're not the only one who wants to look smart in their old age. Co-created Jackass, which I'm going to talk about. And then the writer and producer of Action Point, which I'm going to talk.
Why you got to bring up that?
Which I'm going to talk about. Bad Grandpa. Shut It, Men in Black 2, Walking Tall with The Rock, Dukes of Hazzard.
Why you got to bring up these terrible?
I grew up. Shut up. I grew up in the 80s, 70s, 80s. You come from Tennessee, although it's set in Georgia. That must be a big deal. Dukes of Hazzard. It's part of your childhood, and then you get to remake it. The Ringer, which there's a lot of points where I'm going to bring up other films, but The Ringer we're going to talk about. Action Point we're going to talk about because of, I was around during Action Point, and I remember hearing stories from the front because we had people that had been on your Jackass team that were working for Vice, and I heard stories from South Africa and stuff that were crazy. So we're going to talk about that. Sweet Dreams, I don't know, it's not in here, but I have people give me all the time, they give me Bad News Bears pictures, because I always say we're the Bad News Bear.
Yeah.
And so I have all these heartfelt Bad News Bears things from my various crews that love me, and I love them. But you Sweet Dreams, like Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears still holds up after all these years.
Well, it doesn't. I tried.
You didn't like it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But you can't show kids.
No, you can't show kids, but Emily and I watched it and it's just amazing.
It's amazing film.
Yeah.
So this is one of the themes I want to get into, which is growing up Gen X. Like, that wasn't crazy when we were young. The dude who had the motorbike and like beer and racism.
Yeah.
and all this stuff. It was just like, yeah, that's just how it is. And sort of like feral children growing up on your own and kind of being treated like adults.
Yeah.
You're kids, but we're going to, like, if you drink the booze out of the glass, it's okay. If you have a few smokes in the forest, it's okay. If you find a Playboy that's waterlogged with a human bone behind it, that's fine.
There's so much crossover with the real Action Point, the theme park. You know, it's the same thing. They were left to their own devices.
That's my question. My question is, does that come from growing up Gen X, A, and being suicidal, B?
Does what come from?
Well, it seems very Gen X-y. And in fact, so does Jackass. To me, if you look at, like, Action Point, right?
Every attraction, no rules, no speed limits, just pure fun.
It's like when we grew up, I remember going to the fair, and I was in, like, one of these things that, you know, twirls around like this, and it goes way up in here and goes like this. And I was skinny. You can't imagine that, but I was so skinny. There you go. That I went through the safety thing and was holding myself like this, like 100 feet up in the air from going through down the thing, and all your change is going in your money, and nearly died many times. And being young and in the 70s and 80s, it was like you're just left to your own devices, and carnivals were like you were nearly dying all the time.
Yeah.
And so that to me seems like kind of like the periphery of your conscience, like you grew up in that. So like that, when I watched Action Point, I'm like, yeah, that's me when I used to go to like Canadian carnies.
Yeah, it's a real numbers game growing up. You know.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's just you take a lot of chances, and some doesn't work out so well for some people.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Didn't work out for you.
What's that?
Didn't work out for you.
Didn't work out, but we're still hoping.
I remember hearing. No, I don't mean that.
Oh, the film?
No, I'm not.
We're jumping around.
No, yeah, the film didn't work out for you physically.
Oh, no,
physically. Physically.
Physically, like I was injured more on that film than anything else I have ever done, and I don't know if anyone's had more injuries on one film than that. I had to write it. I wrote them down because I've been hit in the head a few times.
Shut up.
And I can't remember them.
Do you have?
I have to turn my phone on, but.
But I remember hearing the one about you coughed and your eyeball came out.
Well, yeah, I had a blowout fracture of my left eye. That came from a thing when I was going down. What is those alpine sled?
Yeah.
And I came off about 6 feet high off the sled and went 25 feet in the air and just slammed face first into the ground. And that concussion erased my brain for about 30, 40 minutes.
What do you mean? Like not insomnia, amnesia?
No, because they ask you, what year is it? Where are you? I had no clue where I was. I knew the stunt coordinator, Charlie. I knew it was Charlie, but I had no idea where I was for 30 minutes. I didn't know why I was there. I know that they had the ambulance parked like 10 feet from my landing spot because they knew how this was going to end.
Wow.
And about 30, 40 minutes in the ambulance, I realized what was going on.
Right.
And I get to the hospital. They treat me for a concussion. And I go back to my room and I blow my nose and my eye goes boop. Yeah, and I called the producer. I'm like, hey, can you come get me? My eye just popped out. He goes, ah. I said, my eye just popped out. He goes, I'll be right there. And then it popped out like a week later again when I was out with Pontius, and he said something funny, and I've never done this in my whole life. This is how self-defeating I was, and that I went, and I held my nose and laughed, and because they told me you can't sneeze for 2 months.
How do you not sneeze, though?
I know, because I'm sinusy. My sinus is drained.
I know.
But let me see if I can
Chronicle your injuries.
Yeah, because
I have them written down somewhere. That's how much research I did on somebody whose life is intertwangled with yours for the last little while. Football season is upon us, and this season we've teamed up with BetMGM. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we have special offers for our listeners every single week. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code SHANE, that's Shaney, and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Just make sure you use bonus code Shane when you sign up. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code Shane and get up to $1,500 first bet offer today. I remember the first time I heard about you was in a garage in Greenpoint in Brooklyn, and it was some kid who knew Chris Naratko. And Naratko, and he was like, yeah, and we were Johnny Knoxville, and everyone calls him PJ. That's just what we call him, and I remember going, PJ, oh, amazing. And we were just in the shitty garage, but he knew Naratko, and then we came out to see Naratko, who was working at
Big Brother,
but not just Big Brother. He was doing all the porn too. Remember, he was.
Yeah, he would do porn reviews, and he did great band interviews. He would just say the worst.
Remember, he was sleeping under his desk in the office because he didn't want to pay rent. Do you remember this part?
No, I don't.
Anyway,
but I'm sure it's true.
He was sleeping under his desk at Larry Flint Publishing, and we went there and we just thought that was the coolest thing. And that was the first time. That was when you were doing the Big Brother shit. And then I remember Spike telling me that from you guys signing to MTV to the cover of Rolling Stone was like 10 weeks. It was like super fast.
It was very fast.
It was like crazy fast.
Yeah.
And then that's when we sort of, because...
Yeah, we started in October, and I think I was shooting the cover of Rolling Stone by Christmas.
Crazy.
Like, I'm just an old country puncher from Tennessee. And,
well, but you'd been around the block a few times.
Well, yeah. Wasn't my first
as
rodeo.
They say. And, but boom, it happens, right? Did you sort of take to it and say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm a beautiful baby boy and I'm ready to go?
Well, there was a learning curve. I was, you think you're handling it pretty good in the moment, being respectful with people and whatnot.
But you were always very polite. You're a
I was polite, but still, then I was spinning out, too. Just, so.
You're a bit of a rock star. But, good looking. Cover Rolling Stone.
He always does
Cover of Rolling Stone. Fine head of hair.
But it took quite a few years, man, to get to settle down a little, yeah.
Because it was crazy in the beginning. It was bonkers.
Yeah, no, it was
bonkers.
I went from no one knowing who I was and to a whole nother life. And it was wild too, because of the nature of the show and what we would do on the show. Guys would come up to me and want to fight me to prove they're tough. But I never said I was tough.
Yeah.
I can't fight a lick. If you want to prove you're tough, go find someone who can fight. And
right. Butterball.
Yeah, Butterbean.
Butterbean.
But if they put their hands on me, then then it's on.
Sure. Yeah.
So I got in a lot of fights in the early days. Even girls would come up to me and punch me right, go, I love you, and punch me right in the mouth. Or put cigarettes out on my face. And with a woman, you're just like, huh, and you know.
So you go from 0 to 60, and then you're a bit of a rock star. Come on, you're like not in a negative way. You know, you're it. You're the man. You're in Hollywood. How does it f up your head or not? Like, what? How do you react?
Well, if it wasn't for the drugs and alcohol, it would have really f up my head. They grounded me, Shane.
I was there for a bit of that.
Yeah.
I was there for a bit of that. We can talk about as much or as little as you want, but I mean, look, if you're going to 10 weeks in and be on the cover of the Rolling Stone, it's hard not to adopt to it.
I was watching that Johnny Paycheck documentary Mike Judge did, and Johnny Paycheck, he had some trouble adjusting.
Yeah.
I mean, he shot a guy over a bowl of turtle soup.
There you go.
And he was a little excitable, and his band, his guitar player said there ain't nothing worse than a hillbilly with a hit record. And that was me back then.
That's you.
Yeah.
I remember you being incredibly charming and having an aura of like, this was meant to be. Like you were just, it was your time and you were it. And now, you know, doing my research about you, when you hear about like, you know, look, you're a human being and all of the that, you know, when you're like, hey, you know, by the way, I had anxiety and, you know, I didn't like crowds and, you know, there's all kinds of things that, you know, happened in my family with my dad. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, nobody just comes here and is it. It's not easy.
Yeah, the things I did in Jackass, they didn't just happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they didn't come from, you know.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
So Jackass, I want to go back to Spike Jonze. Spike Jonze, creative genius. So Jeff Tremaine, wait, Jeff Tremaine. I've been carrying this in my.
Oh, no.
Oh, dang. PJ brought me a Jeff Tremaine butt plug.
Yes.
As a gift. Both sides
Yeah.
as a gift. Here, I don't know.
You
I'll
know,
just leave it here now.
Valentine's Day's right around the corner, so.
I was watching, because I'm insane, I was doing my research of you, and then I was watching, I don't know, it was Midway or something about the war, World War II, because I like old...
Yeah, me too. I obsess on World War II documentaries.
Historical documentaries.
Yeah, I love them.
Okay, so Spike Jonze is the president, FDR, who says, this day will live on in infamy, right? So he declares war against Japan. Jeff Tremaine is like Nimitz. He's like the general who says, okay, we're going in, we're going to get these guys. And you're like the captain of the company that goes to like Guadalcanal.
Fighting Jack Churchill.
Fighting Jack Churchill. There you go.
Fighting Jack Churchill. He went into battle with a broadsword and those things that the Irish play, bagpipe.
Well, that's Scottish, but yeah.
Yeah, Scottish, yeah.
To call an Irishman a Scottish, that's why you get into so many fights. That's why
you feed me tequila, you give me this wonderful liquid death.
Liquid death, drink it at home.
Oh,
that's
boy.
the only thing we drink.
Refreshing.
And delicious. By the way, this isn't your first rodeo. So wait, I'm not done my part yet. So you're the captain. Oh, captain, my captain. And then you have the Jackass crew as all your sort of sergeants and like, you know, the company, the fighting guys. You're the guys who actually went on and did the war, right? And then Tremaine's sort of watching you guys, and then Spike sort of every once in a while, oh, you're doing a good job, chaps. In other words, is that kind of like...
Who was the guy? Pulley. It was the general. He's like, they're to the left of us. They're to the right of us. They're in front of us. They're behind us. They won't get away from us this time. Spike was instrumental in making Jackass happen. It may have happened, but it would have never happened like it did without it.
Same with Vice.
Thank God, because Jeff went to high school with him. He grew up with him in Maryland. They went to Walt Whitman High School together.
I've known him for 30 years, and I've known him for 40 years, since I was 12.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Jeff Tremaine, that new guy.
Jeff and I are we have a show idea, you know, basically the dumb stuff we did in the Big Brother videos.
Which was amazing.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm going to get hit by a car real soon.
Well, that was more Jeff. And So he said, well, should I call Spike and see if he's interested in we did, and Spike said he was interested. And suddenly we have Spike's agent. We have his attorney. We have, the fairy dust that's on Spike and sprinkled on us.
But people don't remember, so well, maybe some people do, obviously, but Spike at the time was like the music video director.
Yeah, and he was just filming Being John Malkovich.
Yeah, but every music video that was cool, he did. So he was MTV.
Yeah.
So when he brought you to MTV, to our pal Tom Freston, he had a lot of juice.
The juice. Yeah.
With us, he came to me and he goes, hey, you guys are filming all your articles, right? And I'm like, yes. And then we went back to that guy there, and everyone said, how do we film our articles? Because Spike had said and we weren't filming them.
He gives these simple little directions that change everything.
Why weren't we filming our articles?
We didn't even have sound on our TV show for Jackass. We were just watching episodes. We're like, we didn't have sound.
Yeah.
We didn't even know you were supposed to.
Spike told us to film our articles. He made Vice happen. So, Spike, you, I love you. You're the best.
Yes.
But so very, very instrumental for you. Very instrumental for us. I want to go back to that. You went to pitch it around. Yeah. Oh, I love this story, by the way. You went to pitch it around, and somebody like Guinness Book of World Records said, we want you, but we don't want Jeff, and you told him, oh.
Yeah, this through another friend. He goes, hey, I know a producer at Guinness Book of World Records, and I had the self-defense tape.
Well, I'm Johnny Knoxville, United States of America, and I'll be doing a little article on self-defense equipment.
Charge!
So he goes, they want to talk to you. They want to do a show with you. And I said, well, I want, if I'm going to do a show, I need Jeff. And so we went to meet them. They liked whatever the ideas we had, and they offered me a okay deal. And Jeff, they didn't respect him at all. I'm like, okay, we're not doing it.
Which to me is a story of you. You've always been so generous with so for example, when you were the rock star of the world, Vice was nothing, and you were like, come stay at my place, come hang out. You were always so generous. You're always so nice. But hold on. You were the captain going into Guadalcanal with your boys, and you would be nice to your boys. You always look after your people, and I give you kudos for that.
Well, I appreciate that, but I was a huge fan of Vice, and then I met you guys, and we instantly hit it off. So it's like,
well, you're like that with a lot of people. Hold on, I'm going back. I'm trying to give you a compliment on Jeff Tremaine. So you stayed true to your buddy.
But it wasn't so generous because Jeff is a central figure to Jackass, and there's sides of him that I don't have, and I knew I needed him. It wasn't so I was a nice guy.
There are
it's
people
like,
in this town, I don't know if you've heard of them, that'll jump ship and say, I'm off to MGM, thank you very much.
Seasonal breeders. That's what we call them.
There you go. So then you go pitch it, and this is one thing that I didn't know, and now I love this because this is a thing that I do. I don't know if you know that. I think they did an emoji based on me. And it means going every which way but loose. And so, which is Clint Eastwood movie. So, you guys went to HBO. Yeah, turn the phone off, dude.
I was going to look something up and then I forgot.
You went to HBO, which would have been terrible for you, and they were mean to you, but then instead you went to MTV, which, by the way, you made MTV.
To be fair.
You made MTV bigger.
To be fair.
Yeah.
HBO was not mean to us.
Okay.
We just sputtered through the whole pitch. It was comically funny. We let Spike do the talking that time, and
he gets nervous.
He got hung up a few times.
Yeah.
But in his defense, Jeff and I didn't jump in with anything. So, and then it even got worse when we put in our 8-minute tape of what the show would be.
Yeah.
It was like you saw a tumbleweed roll across the office floor. And afterwards, we're like, well, it's only going to get better. And then we pitched MTV Comedy Central, and they both wanted it. So,
hello, Bango, and welcome to our BetMGM Lightning Round. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code Shane and get up to $1,500 first bet offer today. So BetMGM's odds for the 2025 National Championship are Texas 5.75, Ohio State 6.25, Georgia 8.0, Penn State, Oregon, Clemson. I don't think Clemson has a chance, but there you go.
I always root for the SEC, so Tennessee, or if Tennessee can't do it, Georgia.
Who's your favorite top three, not Tennessee, besides Tennessee?
Oh, Tennessee, I'm going to go SEC. Like, if I'm not rooting for Tennessee, I will root for SEC over anyone. So, like, Alabama, Georgia. It's really hard to say Florida.
Yeah. I can't root for SEC because I hate them because they play Bama. And so, like, I hate Georgia, for example.
Right.
But I don't like Ohio State, which is Chris over there likes them. I do.
Yeah, he was gloating when I walked in.
Yeah. He's very stoked. Who's your favorite college football player ever never made it to the pros?
Oh, well, Tony Robinson. He was a quarterback at Tennessee. He beat, I think we beat Auburn and Bo Jackson when they were the number one team in the nation. And it's terrible. And like 3 weeks later, he got busted for coke.
Oh, well.
And then decisions kind of just
went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Who's a favorite college player ever?
Well, coming from Tennessee, Peyton Manning is.
So did you grow up in that era? That's what I was going to ask. In the Peyton Manning era?
Well, I was still growing up, but I was in Los Angeles by then.
Yeah.
Arch Manning is an amazing player, and Texas is very tough.
Yeah.
They're UT.
Yeah.
But I always thought that Tennessee's UT.
Tennessee UT or Hook 'em Horns, college football, BetMGM. Check it out. Coming soon. State of the college game. Bango. Well, you did such a huge thing for MTV. I mean, what a symbiosis. Still love Van. Love Tom. Great guys. In fact, Van and Tom, because of the success of Jackass, did a Vice show that was an abject, absolute failure.
Was that at HBO?
No, sorry, we started on MTV. And then it was just so terrible. And they kept giving us like such bad notes. Like we did Who
was watching MTV at the time, though?
Huh?
Who was watching MTV at the time? What was the audience of MTV at the time? Because
younger boys, your people. It was your people were watching it. Your audience.
Because Vice is amazing, and it's just used the wrong.
No, what happened is we actually did a DVD, which was like General Butt Naked, and I went and found a.
Oh, I remember that. That was amazing.
And I found a live nuke in Bulgaria, and we're like, this is pretty amazing. Oh no, that's the first time I snuck into North Korea, and
the first time.
No, but seriously, like MTV were like, I don't know, what else you got? And then we went to HBO. We went to HBO and it went through the roof, but you guys went into MTV. So I'm just saying, like, there was this thing. See, I'm going back to this. You built MTV. Like, you were so great for them. But I want to get to some people don't understand, which is you were so big for them. You were such a big cultural thing that, like, the presidential candidate went after you and tried to you like NWA style.
It ended the show.
Oh, come on, Johnny Knoxville it.
We were on the air for, I think, 9-10 months, about the same amount of time the Sex Pistols were together. And after we did, they buy and they call a season 8 episodes. So we were in the middle of our second season.
So hold on, they bought 3 from the get-go?
No. They bought, I think, 16.
16, so 2 seasons.
Yeah, and then, it started doing well. And so they bought another season. But halfway through the second season, there was a copycat incident. Right. And it was an election
People trying to do with the things you were doing.
Yes. Some kids got burned, which I'll have more on that in a second. It was an election year, and Joseph Lieberman said he had the tough on Hollywood stance because there's really no repercussions for that. You're not taking a real stance. So he came down on MTV, Viacom, and me personally, and suddenly MTV was in a bad spot. I understand, and they started assigning OSHA guys to the show, saying, "Hey, you guys can't jump off anything more than 4 feet high," and all these crazy. Yeah. What? Go ahead. Question.
Yeah, because how does it feel for you? Like we said before, you do Jackass 10 weeks in, you're on the cover of Rolling Stone. Now you have the presidential candidate signaling you out, saying you are what's wrong with this country. What? How do you deal with that?
I didn't really, I was so myopic. I wasn't thinking of like, oh, I have a presidential candidate coming down on me. I was just annoyed because it affected our whole show. And what we did is silly, but it means a lot to me. So I'm not going to do a watered down version of the show. So after the third season, at the end, the third season was wrapping up and MTV wasn't hiring any of our people back. And I felt the writing was on the wall. So I gave an interview to my hometown newspaper and said I quit.
Which is what, the Tennessean or what?
The Knoxville News Sentinel. Terry Morrow, he's passed now, but
sorry, why do it there?
Because I had a relationship with Terry, and I knew it'd be a good thing for him, so I wanted to give him a little.
This is Guadalcanal Diaries again. You're being good to your team. You're a nice guy. Because you could have done it anyway. You're a cultural icon at this point.
MTV was taken back, and
weren't you their number one show?
I believe at the time. Yeah.
So your number one show, I think you were at the time, and then for the next 3 years later. But your number one show, and you leaving is a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at the time we had the highest ratings they'd had, but the Osbournes came along and blew that out of the water.
No, but you were the number one show.
And so there was a lot. They were upset, and I understand, but I'm just not going to do. And you would think that I'd been like, well, I had nothing 9 months ago. I should probably but I couldn't,
That's a lot of balls. But it turned out to be the best thing you ever did because you went on to do the movies. Did you know you were going to do that?
That came out of the negotiations back and forth. They're like, you got to go back and do it. You got to go. I'm like, no.
Wow.
No. And then Jeff and Spike said, how about we do a movie? And I was like, oh.
This summer, Jackass, the movie.
That's how it was supposed to be. That's how Jackass was supposed to be.
Now, the movies are amazing. And
thank you.
One of the things I love about them are Jackass was so, when it first started, it was even more lo-fi. So am I supposed to do anything? Are we creating cards or something?
No, it was just JP was noticing that you didn't have a coaster.
Yeah, well, that's all right. It's a good thing.
He doesn't have a coaster.
It's a good thing we stopped for that. I was just in the middle of my
had a genius
lead up to the whole thing. Oh yeah. So you're the biggest thing on MTV. You go into your local paper, which is kind of you got to say, not to your buddy, but to MTV. They say, let's do a movie. It started as so lo-fi. And what I love about the movies is it went like crazy, like the bookends, if you will, the intros and the outros are like.
That's all Spike.
Well, it's all Spike and you and Jeff, but like definitely it's taking all of your talents and I remember watching I think it was at a friends and family thing that your invite, and I remember just my jaw literally dropped. I was like, that's art. Like, it's art, dude. And so, like, how did that change you?
That was a prize because, we're doing, like, we had the idea for the show, like, no one's going to put this on TV, and it gets on TV, and then, like, we have a movie, no one's going to come to see it. It's just, like, we're constantly surprised by how it turns out. And so the first movie, which I watched, they Vidiots played it in their theater in Silver Lake, and I allowed my daughter to go. She's 13, and her friend Arlo. Oh,
Arlo.
Chicken Butt's 29 now.
Oh, okay, Jesus, don't tell me that.
And because I was like, I don't know if she can go because, they're naughty. But the first movie's it's
pretty tame,
pretty innocent compared to what happened with number 2, and. That's when we first kind of figured out how to write.
Right.
Or at least, that was kind of, the TV show happened. Jeff and I just rewatched it because we're doing a Jackass podcast together. And a lot of the time,
which we're pitching on this show. We're going to pitch your podcast, your Jeff Tremaine. What's it called?
I don't know.
Come on.
Jackass the podcast.
Jackass the podcast with Johnny Knoxville. Watch it.
It ain't too good, but it's long. But we're watching the TV show, and it has its moments. But most of the time, Jeff and I are like, how did this ever get on the air?
Hi, it's Shane Smith. Now, before we get back to it, I wanted to let you know about my new Substack. I'm shanesmith.substack.com. Now, I'm going to be posting a lot of new content there, from extended versions of this show to behind-the-scenes stories from my adventures all over the world with Vice. Now, the best part, it's free if you sign up now. So go to shanesmith.substack.com and enter your email. That's it, shanesmith.substack.com. Or click the link below, and now on with the show, which rhymes with Bazango.
The first Jackass movie was so innocent compared to what it became. And
so hold on, when did Arlo see it? Recently?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'd never allowed her to.
Oh, I see.
It's going to be a long time before she can watch number 2.
What about Rocco? You let him see?
Rocco has seen, well, he's 2 years older, right? So he's seen everyone except for Jackass Forever and Bad Grandpa, which I'll show him soon. But he likes them.
Yeah.
Of course, he's a teenage boy.
Yeah. Chicken Butt is, by the way, like the best, but also shout out for her Chicken Butt. But she has seen everything and everything. She knows everything. She knows all.
When she was 14, I allowed her to go to Jackass 3, but I made her sit beside me and said, Daddy's going to, you're going to have, some points you have to cover your eyes, some points your ears, and some points both.
Right. And did you write most of your stunts and things and everything that you did?
Yeah. The most, every big stunt I did was written by me, maybe one or two, Jeff.
Besides Jackass, which thing you've done are you most proud of?
Wow. I am proud of The Ringer. I have a lot of fun. I've been doing it for well over 15 years. Me and my cousin, Roger Allen Wade, we have a radio show, The Big Ass Happy Family Jubilee. It's on Saturday night on Outlaw Country. And it's the highlight of my week every week because he's so fun.
I remember you always been in his corner, always been a fan.
Yeah, so...
and he's your cousin.
Yeah, he's my first cousin. So I'm proud of that. And, I liked Reboot, the thing I did on Hulu.
Relax. We got a lot of time, and we only need a few lines.
I could use a few lines.
There's that darkness.
Which we all thought we were coming back, but we didn't.
I saw you recently on, what's the one with the studio head, The Studio.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is a movie where zombies infect people with their diarrhea. How the else are we supposed to sell this guy?
Okay, well, hold on now. Are we losing the point of the film and the comedy? We made a dark satire about medical disinformation, and I don't want that to get lost.
You were funny as hell.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. That was all Seth. I just parroted some words.
Now, speaking of Tropic Thunder, I have...
This guy's a segue master.
Watch this segue. It's a double segue. It's a double whammy. I don't even know if one of the whammies is true, though. One of the whammies is this. I heard a rumor, I don't even know if it's true, that you were Keanu Reeves' stand-in for Dracula.
I've seen many strange things already. Bloody wolves chasing me through some blue inferno.
The weirdest Dracula. And that Gary Oldman, he went so method that he was like biting everybody and freaking out, and that you were part of that whole thing.
Gary Oldman, fucking amazing.
Well, he's the best actor, but hold on. Did he go, you know what I'm talking about when I say Tropic Thunder? He went...
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, like the method acting, the Australian acting as that guy. Was that Gary Oldman in Dracula, which is what I've heard.
Man, I am hotter than a St. Louis laundromat. I'll put this over me so it's not too much white.
Well, now you're going to f*** your mic, though.
Oh, sorry. It's just...
You're hotter than a what? Let's get all the
St.
cool
Louis
colloquial.
laundromat.
St. Louis laundromat?
We don't want you being at the St. Louis laundromat.
I've never
But
even
it's
heard.
going to f*** up editing.
Well, you're f***ed up everything already.
Yeah. Jesus.
You said you just gone with the white tee. You look like a punk rocker now. You look like an old punk rock
thank
guy.
you. No, but I have a story. I mean, I'll talk about
I want to hear the
Gary
story.
I'm coming in.
Listen. Isn't this...
If I only had a nickel.
Isn't this... Now, I know you've done a lot of podcasts. You've done a lot of things. This is literally the first time I've ever heard this, so I'm excited.
Oh, good.
So you're Keanu Reeves' stunt double.
I'm Keanu Reeves' stunt double on Dracula, minding my own business.
Yeah.
And Gary Oldman is an amazing actor. And he was nice to everyone on that set. Anthony Hopkins, too. Like, I was
Love him.
taken back, like, how personable he was with everyone.
Love it.
Gary was great with everyone, but he was drinking then. He's not drinking now, but he was drinking then. And I was amazed how someone could be... He got pretty excitable a few times. He was like real gregarious and he's drinking all day. And then they would bring him in and they would say, action. He had not had one drink. It was unbelievable.
Talented.
He's a gifted actor, but to go from like, wow, he's a little sloppy possibly, and then to like nothing on action.
I love it.
It's still impressive.
I love it. Churchill.
Yeah, I mean, he's
how about Slow Horses, his new series?
I haven't seen it.
Incredible.
I hear
anyway, so the question was he a method actor and was he like being Dracula on this?
No.
He's just being,
like
he's an actor.
He would be in full Dracula outfit.
Yeah.
And just like talking around, talking to somebody, and then they'd say action. Like he'd be on the spot. Going blah, 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 and the action, it was like, it was one of the more impressive things I've seen.
Well, boom. We got some news right there. Gary Oldman. Roger Allen Wade radio show, The Ringer.
We are going to fix the Special Olympics.
Tell me about how that came about.
Well, it's just, I got a script and they wanted me to do it, right? Because Tim Shriver figured that my audience is the people they're trying to reach.
Why?
Because, people look at people with, I don't even know the correct term now. What is the correct term? Intellectually different?
Neurodivergent, maybe?
Sure. But there was a stigma. And I think there still is. And hopefully we help that a little. But, basically we wanted to show that's like, everyone's like, oh, they're so happy. No, they're not. They're not always happy. They're just like you and me.
Right.
They're happy sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes they're pissed. Sometimes they're sad. And you don't have to talk to them a certain way. They're people like you and I, So Ricky Blitt wrote an incredibly inappropriate movie, which God bless him. I love Ricky and I love The Ringer.
So love The Ringer. What else? Give me one more. Give me one more thing that you wake up in the morning and you say, that was good.
Well, I'm proud of the documentaries we've done, The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Rock and roll, baby.
Being Evil, Matt Hoffman's doc, The Birth of Big Air.
If you're going to have fun, you're going to be woken up unconscious pretty often. If you're going to have fun the way I like to have fun,
You only do docs if you love them because no one makes any money unless your name's Shane Smith.
Well,
and you make all the money.
We did. Look, you want to see this? This is Shane Smith copyright. We actually did this. You did The Wonderful Wild Whites of West Virginia, and I did White Lightning. We did a feature film with Jesco.
D-Ray, he's on the gas again.
You little son of a bitch.
D-Ray White is my daddy. He is the greatest mountain dancer of all time.
How did that go?
Holy God.
Did the family visit the set?
We brought Mamie and Jesco to New York to try to see if they could leave West Virginia. The answer was no. We went down. The director wanted Jesco to star as Jesco. And
good idea.
This used to be an Exxon gas station, and this used to be a grocery store. That's the one I robbed when I went to foreman school when I was younger. On the right side of the road where the church is, and I also robbed it 2 times and got away.
We brought him to Texas. I think you were there or somebody was there. We were in Texas.
Well, that's a pretty big leap, Shane.
No, we were in Texas, and there was, because I think it was like there was a band, and everyone was there. It was for South by Southwest, and Jessica went up, and everyone was there, and I mean everybody, like movie stars and everybody. Johnny Knoxville was rumored to be there, and so Jessica went up, and he lost it because everyone was treating him like a movie star, and he just went on a coke jag and just disappeared. And Mamie was like, "Oh, I got it. I got Jessica." And we're like, this is going to end poorly. We shot it in Croatia, and we got this Shakespearean actor who became Jessica, who's a fantastic actor.
So I took them old shoes and I made to set my life straight. We're going to rock out.
My God, you look just like a movie star.
Daniel Craig?
No, it was like Daniel Craig. I can't remember. Don't see, now you put me on the spot here.
No. We can cut. He
was fantastic.
We can cut all this out, Shane.
He was a fantastic actor. He was an incredible actor. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, hey, I'm on your side.
But anyway, so Jessica White was fascinated both of us because he was just such an incredible cat.
Yeah. Eat up with charisma, that young man.
Amazing. Well, sometimes, and sometimes not.
Well, yeah, there's different sides of his personality.
Yeah, there's Jesse who's pure good. There's Jesse who's pure good. There's Jessica who's pure evil. There's Elvis, and now there's Marilyn.
Yeah,
well, I think I'm sexy, and I think I'm cool. Yeah, the best.
Yeah,
that's another one that I love. You know, that story talking about documentaries was they went up to get D. Ray White, the last of the outlaw mountain dancers.
And those 29 more dance steps than any man on earth.
And he'd been killed. And so they just
tragically
go shoot Jessica. And so they went to just shoot him. He's like,
well, yeah, Julian Nitzberg was doing a documentary on Hazel-Atkins. And he was almost near the end, and Hazel got fed up with Julian and threatened to kill and kick him. And Julian's like, well, can you kill me first?
Yeah.
And so from that, he was at a bar in that same town and met Mamie. She's like, you got to meet my brother. He's the best dancer around. And so he went to meet Jessica, and then Julian took that to whoever made
Jacob,
that.
yeah, it was West Virginia, PBS. It was nobody.
So,
Hazel-Atkins, the famous guitar player.
Well, he played all the instruments at once.
Yeah.
Because he heard a Hank Williams record, and it was only Hank Williams' name on the record, so he thought Hank Williams was playing the bass, drums,
so he did everything.
Guitar, so he played everything.
And then he put he would stick holes in the amplifier, so it would get that.
He stuck holes in a lot of things.
Okay. But he came up with like that 60s punk, kind of grunge.
I think the Cramps really
exactly.
looked up to Hazel-Atkins.
Yeah.
Hazel, he was obsessed with decapitation and chickens. And you hear it in his music.
There you go. Speaking of music, Waylon Jennings.
Love Waylon.
You love Waylon.
Oh, no, I don't have a belt buckle on right now. Man.
You love Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, you can have his car. I have it out back.
Which car?
So in 1969, the year I was born, he had the #1 show in America, the Johnny Cash Variety Hour. And the ABC gave him one of a kind, all black mahogany, extra long body Ghost. They engraved it JRC, and it's got a little bar in the back, mahogany. And I was in Vegas. I won some money. I was flying to China, and it was me and Wayne Newton bidding each other for the car, and we got the car. So we can go drive it around next if you want.
What a life you created for yourself.
What a life you created for yourself.
I outbid Wayne Newton for Johnny Cash's Cadillac.
Because I was playing the cards.
Just minding my own business.
Do you ever play cards? You like cards?
I love playing poker, but I'm not good at it because I tell you what's in my hand.
That's not good.
Half the time it's to throw you, and sometimes I'm just being honest.
Sometimes you're lying.
Sometimes I'm lying, but most of the time I'm just telling you what I have.
Sometimes
but boy, I could use 2 jacks right now.
Yeah.
I guess I lack discipline.
That's all right. You know, my problem is I'm a gambler.
Yes.
Poker's not gambling.
I get
it's like
it.
Fold,
It's like beer ain't drinking.
fold. Oh, maybe no. Blackjack, baccarat. You're going.
How successful are you at gambling? Hopefully more successful than Towns Van Zandt.
I got to watch your drunk history because I don't know.
No one will ever see it.
I want to see it.
He was playing poker once and he bet his gold tooth.
And he lost it.
And he lost, and they took him outside and pulled the tooth, but they pulled the wrong tooth, so he lost 2 teeth that night.
I was successful when I didn't need the money.
And now that you got the money, you're like, f it. You're more aggressive.
No. I was successful when I didn't need the money, and when you need the money, then you're not successful.
You kind of supported yourself gambling for a while, right? Or
yeah.
no?
So there was a time when we bought Vice back, we didn't have any money. We had 0 money. We moved to Brooklyn. We were broke, and our biggest client was called something, Bodog. So we went down to AC to shoot. You're not allowed to go shoot in AC, but we did like surreptitious, like Yashika, like shooting point and shoot. I think it was Terry Richardson was shooting it, whatever. And
I'm sorry, AC Atlantic City?
Atlantic City.
Okay.
And so, because Sarush and I, we didn't have any money, so we would go down to AC. We would call heaven and hell trips, where you would go to Port Authority. I don't know if you're familiar. It's the worst place on earth. And you spend $28, and you go down and you get these coupons. You go to Bally's. And if you won, you would ladder up and go to Borgata, who would give you a limo back to New York. And if you didn't, you had to take the ride back with the people who would shiv you. And so we got very good at gambling very quickly, because otherwise, we got shivved. And so then when we got money, we started gambling more and more, and did quite well. One thing I think about you a lot, actually, and besides this podcast, the one thing I wanted to ask you really when I reached out to you was, I used to box and play rugby, and now, like, some days I was talking to my brother, and I got to get a head of steam up, to sort of get going, and then, and like you walk down the stairs, and it's like, and then you can move, but it's stiff, and so I go to the doctor, and they're like, "Did you hurt your ankle?" I'm like, "Yeah, when I was 17." They're like, "Yeah, well, that's that." And did you hurt this? Like, you've hurt the out of yourself. How is it to wake up in Johnny Knoxville's body?
I just think I'm walking. I won because, I got really lucky in that manner. In almost every manner, but that I didn't injure myself so catastrophically that I didn't have certain mobility. But I would say the biggest question
I've been lucky for a pretty purposefully unlucky guy.
Well, I made a lot of my own luck, Shane.
Wait. I've been lucky for a pretty purposefully unlucky guy. That's a quote from you. Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, my day job for so many years, I was, no one likes to see a stunt succeed, so I made sure they failed.
No.
Sorry, I was wrong.
I did not know that.
What do you mean?
I did not know that. You wanted the stunt to fail. I'm literally not being fake. I did not know that you wanted the stunt to fail.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there has to be a kaboom. If there's no kaboom, then what are we doing? You do it again. That's what we're doing.
That is a revelation. I did not know that. I remember watching you doing the rocket one.
Yeah, that almost was picture rap on me. Because there's foot-long metal rods that went out every side.
Not just you, didn't?
Yeah, one went 100 yards back and went between 2 of our art guys, like passed by their ears. That would have been.
Yeah, you would have killed somebody. That's not.
Yeah, we almost killed a few people on that one.
Yeah,
not just me.
That was insane. So I did not know that. Literally, you want to go until the stunt doesn't work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you land it in a good manner,
I kind of want to see that.
It sucks, like when you're doing, like working with bulls, and you just got trashed.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It didn't read.
It's like, it was like, it looked, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened on the Jackass Forever. I was doing the magic. I wanted to prank an animal. I got obsessed with pranking an animal.
Okay, what does that mean?
I wanted to do a prank on an animal.
Okay, but I don't understand what that means.
Confuse an animal. So I was going to do a magic trick on a bull.
Today, I'm going to wow you with my supreme skills of prestidigitation.
He wasn't so confused. And the first time it smoked me, it just threw me on the ground and just bang, 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 bang with the horns. And I was like
a boxer just hitting you.
Yeah, I mean, you're just getting stomped. And I knew that like it probably didn't look so good. And Jeff went, yeah.
Right here, look at this. We always say go to Jamaica, where I've been with him, or Lebanon, where I've been with him, because you always come back with gold. You say that about?
Oh, bulls.
That's your thing. Just when you need something, go get a bull.
They hate you.
Really?
And
why?
Well, they don't hate you, really. They hate movement. They don't give a shit about colors. Oh, the red. They don't care about colors. If something's moving, they want to make it stop moving.
But that one, you got hurt. So you got serious.
Well, what happened was I walked in the bull ring that morning, and I looked. Usually in a bull ring, there's a lot of soft dirt, like at least this high, all everywhere. This was just concrete.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, that's not good.
And I was like, this is probably a problem. But at that point, I'm not back. I'm not backing out.
Why?
I don't know. I just can't.
Wow.
And sure enough, it was a problem.
So what happened? Because I've seen it. It's terrible.
I let them pop me up in the air. And this time I jumped too soon. And so I went up and I was coming back down. Usually they hit me on the way up. And it made them hit. I did like a 540. And the only thing that stopped me was the back of my head on that concrete. And that was not a good one.
Tell me about it. You had a bad, like, CTE kind of
It was the most concerning concussion I ever had. Like
mental issues.
Yeah. For I was hemorrhage on the brain and over a series of, I would say, 5-6 months, my cognitive skills they were never great, but they fell off the table.
Were you worried you wouldn't come back?
No, I was super, like, gnarly depression, like intrusive thoughts, ruminating. Everything was, like everything. My creative brain turned against me. Right? And
overactive.
Yeah, and it was just everything. It was just attacking me.
And did you go see doctors and psychiatrists?
Yeah. And they said, you're on your own.
I remember you said to me, I saw a guy and I said, whatever you do, fix me. Just don't fix the part that wants to do stunts.
Yeah, when I got into therapy, I made that request.
Which is a weird request to make because you're kind of like...
Well, I didn't go to college, Shane. What else am I going to do?
Who did you go see? Like, what kind of shrinks? Like,
just a therapist, was a psychiatrist, but at that point, I didn't want them to fix it because I still had things to do. And since then, we've got into that because after the last concussion, it was severe. And my doctors, I've had 16, and they're like, you can't.
But aren't you worried about CT? Like, you like football?
Well, the toothpaste is already out of the tube. I can't do anything now about that, right? I mean, I exercise. I try to keep my brain active, but, I should have went to college, kid.
Well, it wouldn't matter according to football. Shut your mouth. To go to something serious, because we're on a serious thing, I want to keep it serious.
Me losing my mind?
Losing your mind. No, but I worry about that because, first of all, I'm very happy to see you. And secondly, I'm happy to see you doing so well. We all go through ups and downs. Never a calm sea did a good captain make. But when your brain turns on you, it's very bad because it's everything. It's everything.
Yeah, I talked to my friend who's my attorney, and it was very severe. And he goes, your brain is feeding you false information, but you can't see that. And I cognized what he said, but I couldn't. But I was like, no, it's happening. It's happening. And I feel now that I'm out of that, you know, I have so much sympathy for me then, and sympathy for anyone that's going through that, who's getting that bad information.
Yeah.
Because it's...
And how did you get through it?
I got on medication, and I got into deep therapy, and slowly over a series of I went into heavy treatment in May, and in the summer, I started coming out of it a little, and I felt like myself again. I'm like, it's so relieving. I saw Jake, probably 2 or 3 days after I got out of all the treatment. I'm on medication, and I was just becoming myself again.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to see you.
Yeah, he's been my anchor to reality for many years.
You know?
Which is a problem for my brain. Because if Jake's my anchor to reality, then we're adrift in a sea.
Was that when we were putting the tail pad on that surfboard?
Yeah. And it was just an everyday thing to do, but it felt good for me because I had been in this hell in my mind, and then I was getting clear again, and I don't know, it was just nice.
I think we got Johnny Knoxville tearing up.
I'm the worst.
Me too.
As I get older, I get more sensitive, and
with kids and stuff. I'm sensitive.
Oh, with kids, oh Jesus!
I'm sensitive now. I'm tearing up because you're tearing up. This is going to be a cry fest. I said in the text, should we just cry and hug? Just let's lighten it up because we're crying. Tim, we got him to cry.
Okay, we got him to cry. We got another 5 minutes and we're out of here.
Luke Wilson. Now, I remember a bunch of...
Oh, no.
I'm not going to talk about...
No.
I remember being at your house and being like, Vice is nothing. Luke Wilson's a big star. You're a big star. And I remember playing pool with him, not knowing that he's a very good pool player, and being like, rack him. I remember he said that to me, rack him.
That was an intense night.
We were betting because I'm a bettor. And I kept...
It got uncomfortable.
But we became friends. But what I want to say is you pranked him, but not pranked like Jackass pranked. Like, by the way, that would make one of the best movies. You know how Spike did Torrance Rising? Did you make a movie about that? Because you should.
Make a movie about what?
About pranking Luke Wilson?
No. Because I love Luke, and...
Are you still friends, or are you not talking?
I still love Luke, but I learned by my interactions with Luke and giving him the business that I'm a little uncomfortable talking about it because, I'll talk about it with you. I learned that I can't go after civilians like I go after my guys. And I didn't go after him like I went after my guys, but for someone who's not from that world, he's like a smart, funny, sensitive guy.
Lovely.
It's confusing and and hurtful, and I just got carried away.
Didn't you do things like he'd be at the beach and you'd get a plane?
Well, I accidentally flew his phone number over a party he was having. That was the final straw.
Shout out to Luke Wilson. We all love you.
Yeah, so I just I can't go, but I got swept away.
Yeah.
We talked and I'm like, I'm sorry. And then it was let's keep this between us, which
There we
and
go.
now it's not between us.
You know what I remember? The last breakage, what being? I don't know if you remember this. We used to have a thing where I used to write screenplays. Speaking of Spike Jonze, he got me his.
He's pretty good at it.
The best, but as he is and everything. But he got me his agent, and for a minute I was a Hollywood screenwriter, and we used to have this thing: no gambling, no women, no booze, no drugs. Because otherwise we wouldn't write anything.
That was your credo for 5 seconds?
No, for when I was writing a script. Because we got paid. We got paid a lot of money to write scripts. And
sorry, go ahead. I'm being.
Thank you. We were writing a script, and you called us, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Miami for the VMAs. Do you want to come down?" And we said, yeah. And so we went down. You were a big star, and you introduced us to all these weird people. Hulk Hogan and his daughter, which had a weird relationship.
Oh, we were at a club. I remember meeting Hulk Hogan at some club. I met him once.
Oh, it was at the VMAs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
2003-ish,
something like that. And then Luke Wilson was there. Do you not remember this? And we went out and we played pool.
At that the bar is a great bar in Miami on South Beach. It's it was the only good bar in South Beach.
So people don't know this, but Luke Wilson's a very good pool player, as I've learned the hard way. You're a very good pool player because you have a pool table, so you're a very good pool player because you play pool all the time. I thought I was a good pool player because I played when I was a kid in Montreal, and you guys are both better than me, but we played there. Do you remember this? And we got into a fight.
I think it's the Spotlight Club. Did we get in a fight that night?
We got into a fight, and I think you guys were okay. I spent the night in the drunk tank.
I don't remember the fight. Was it in the bar or outside of it?
We won.
Well, that never happens with me.
Yes, it does.
No.
We won the pool.
Oh, but did we lose the fight?
And people got mad at us because we had won the pool and we were demanding our $22. And some of us got their Irish up. We're like, no, we won our $22 and we're going to take our $22. And it ended poorly. And
I remember the pool game between you and Luke at my house. And it was, we'll play for, it started out small, $100 or $50, $100 a game.
Yeah.
But it got up to like
$50,000.
$50,000, and it was super uncomfortable.
I think he lost because we were doing double or nothing.
I
think he finally lost. He just said, "Get this guy's weird."
No, I think you were winning. I think, right?
No, he was winning.
Did you have to? I think someone played until someone won, and then it was fine. Whoever.
Yeah, it was
one of those things. It's
double or nothing.
No one wanted to pay that. No one wanted to pay that amount, and no one wanted the other person to pay that amount. So they just kept playing until finally someone.
That's right, and it was him. And I'm going to say shout out to Luke Wilson because I was going double or nothing.
Yeah, you were committed.
At some point, apparently, he was like, "You went from being like funny, like me, just being, to like rack 'em, like just let's go, come on."
So uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable, which is 100% my fault. Sorry, God. And then finally, I think he just lost out of courtesy to me. But that I remember that fondly. I remember him fondly. I remember you fondly. And that was a lovely time. I'm not going to mention the next day. I think we all slept over your house. Do you remember this?
Oh, we went to the Coach and Horses?
We had a little altercation with the Cadillac on Sunset.
Look, I know what you're talking about. And this is where we were then. This is where I was then. We were
in your car.
I have a 1970 Cadillac Eldorado, and we just left the Coach and Horses, I believe.
Yeah.
Or we're going there. And we're all driving around with beers.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that, but
no, not allowed.
That's where I was then. And
we got hit by a car.
Someone just smokes us in the back.
It was a multi-car thing, and we were the last car to get hit.
Yeah, and beer goes everywhere.
It was not good.
And I was like, oh, and then we all get out and look at my Cadillac.
No, you did not go. It was the smoothest thing I've ever seen. A car hit your car, and you sort of pulled with the momentum of the car hitting your car. You pulled to the sidewalk, and then just kept going around the corner and just kept.
No. We got out. I got out to look at it, and I assessed the damage. And since we weren't at fault, by the way, the Cadillac, the license plate was bent because it's like just steel.
Yeah.
Their car was fucked up, but it's like we weren't at fault.
A lot of cars were fucked
so
up.
I was just like,
yeah, we did a swerve.
The old Rochester Gallop.
And then because we didn't die, we decided to have a party at your house.
That was funny though, because we got hit really hard.
We did. It was
and
really
that Cadillac
hard.
was just
No. And Luke was a bit phased. Do you remember? He was a bit phased, so you threw a party for him to calm him down.
Oh, he got shook from that?
He got a little bit shook.
Oh.
And there was a lot of Pirelli people at the party.
Right, yeah. My father owned a tire company, so
I did not know
it
that.
makes sense that
the
Pirelli tire people
do
were
this.
at my
this.
dad sold Michelin, but you know.
There you go. You just do that, Pirelli.
Well, no, Pirelli tires is.
So, is there any relationship with Luke Wilson now? No.
No, I haven't seen him in years. I love Luke. I regret being so excitable and thinking I could go at him like my guys or 30% of that.
Did you ever go after your guys like that hard? Because that seems...
No, they got it way worse. Way worse.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's almost worse than getting bagged or kicked in the balls or whatever.
Well, okay. My guys, they know what everyone's there for. A civilian doesn't expect what's coming.
Right.
So since then, I've been hands off with civilians.
You've never had another celebrity crush that you...
I've just been hands off because like I don't mind with someone, and I don't want to ever hurt anyone's feelings. And I felt like I hurt his feelings.
Yes, you did. I don't know if you did. Now, I haven't got to any of our questions, but I know we've been doing this a long time. I know that we've been doing this a long time. What the happened with the WWE and wrestling? I remember seeing that for a minute. You were doing some wrestling, some dude.
Well, it was an honor to smash that low down and dirty Sami Zayn in his face all day and all night long.
He's in the Royal He takes down Sami Zayn. Double leg takedown of Zayn.
Was that like a thing, like choreographed and the whole...
How dare you?
Okay. Sorry.
Are you insinuating
was that a real beef?
Oh no! The Rat is crowd cover. Knoxville with the win.
What? Yeah. Jeez Louise.
All right. If you don't want to tell me more, you don't have to tell me more. Now, I have somewhere up here, first edition. The only nice present, sorry, Dad.
Are you talking about the Hunter S. Thompson book?
Yeah.
I saw it.
No, well, that's not the one.
I saw one of them. What's your first edition?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But I have a signed first edition that my dad gave me when I was 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know you had some I know you sent him your the first Jackass before it was Jackass.
I sent him the self-defense tape.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, United States of America, and I'll be doing a little article on self-defense equipment.
Hit me!
Which is the first thing you did for Big Brother, which made your bones, as they say.
Yeah, kind of like, oh, I can do this.
But why Hunter S. Thompson? Just because you loved him reading him and stuff?
I've had two books that kind of blew the top of my head off. Like, I was drinking with Roger, my cousin, in a bar when I was 14, and he gives me On the Road. Right?
Jack Kerouac.
I didn't know people wrote like that. I didn't know people lived like that. After that, I got a real wondering type of yearning, to kind of see, like, this can't, Knoxville's a fine place, but this can't be all there is for me. So, and then when I was about 19, I read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Crazy.
And yeah, I was just blown away. It was complete freedom in writing.
But why would, I get that, and I love him too, but why would you, like, it would have never entered into my mind to say, here's the first advice magazine.
I loved him, and I thought he possibly would like this, right?
No, I'm saying that's great. I would have never thought to do it because I'm like Spike is like if Spike is like, I want to talk to someone old, so I'm going to go talk to Kurt Vonnegut. And you're like, you can't just go talk to him. And he's like, why not? Spike will just do it. He'll just go talk to anybody about anything. And by the way, sending it is the right thing to do. Vice, and it was like, oh, Gonzo and Vice and whatever. I would have never thought to send him anything. Not that I'm not saying that that's that's probably a bad thing. So you sent him, so he knew about you from the beginning. Then you met him kind of later on.
Yeah, and that was a disaster the first time. He was at the Viper Room, and I was all hopped up on a variety of things.
Yeah, goofers they're called.
And yeah, and I was just like,
it's hard to meet a guy like that.
Yeah, and I was drunk, and I had like, I don't know, like Joe Frazier dolls and Muhammad Ali dolls and a
hold on, you're
tape
giving
I've
them to?
made of
You're giving
Earl
them to?
Parker.
Hold on, you come with gifts for him.
Well, I just had them on me.
Oh, okay.
But then it's like, I was too much.
Right.
You know, it's not, no way did I frighten him. It was just, I creeped him out because I was just like. Too much of me. So that was a disaster. But then I met him years later again in New Orleans, and that was different.
I've seen your retelling of it, and it's, I'm probably happy because that did not happen, because I grew up so influenced by him, and it just would have bummed me out,
Yeah, he was, we approached him at the bar, and his head was down, and he was just mumbling.
You approached him, you were supposed to meet him, or it was set up, or no?
Yeah, I was filming in New Orleans. I feel like I'm name dropping, but Sean Penn was filming there. And he's like, hey, we'll go out for a drink tonight. Hunter's in town. Let's go meet him. And we walked up to the bar, and he's got his doctor's bag on the floor, and his head's on the bar, and he's just like.
Sorry, by himself.
By himself.
Head's on the bar by himself.
Head's on the bar, and hey, Hunter, how you doing? Oh, I forgot exactly what he was saying, but he was in physical pain, and it's like all his best friends have died, and what am I doing?
Like what kind of physical pain?
I don't know. Maybe it's his back or something. And I remember him saying all his best friends had died, and he wanted to die, and it's just things like that. And Sean, to his credit, it's like, come on, dude, you snap out of it. We got to get out of here. Let's go get out of here. Knoxville's here. And we got him out of the bar. Sean got the medical bag, though. I reached for it, but Sean got it. And then we go back to a hotel room that he was staying at. And it was a random assortment of people. It was Sean, Jude Law, and whoever he was. Who was his
Law?
The actress he was going out with then? Blonde, English.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
I can't remember. And his Hunter's editor. And everyone was sitting around reading from the Curse of Lono. So they were like, everyone was reading from it. And Hunter was giving notes.
What do you mean? What do you mean giving notes?
Too fast. Too slow.
No.
Yeah. No. That's it. No. And so I was like, I don't want to. I'm drinking. I've eaten.
You don't want to read a lot.
Pills. Like, I'm not going to read a book that has all these Hawaiian names
in front of
my hero, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3 times, I'm like, nope. Comes around to me, I'm like, nope. Finally, Hunter's like, you got to read. Or before that, he threw me a. This is not good.
No.
Okay, he threw me a big bottle of pills, and I just turned it up, and I was like, Vicodin.
So you could tell by the taste.
Yeah. And he's like, which is a terrible thing to do.
He threw you pills. You took a pill randomly. You could bite it and tell you knew what it was. Vicodin.
Yeah.
Pain pill. don't do it. And he was kind of like,
yeah, he was like, all right.
You know.
But then I started to read, and I start tripping up on these Hawaiian names. And what I feared happened. He was like, I don't know. He's usually very bright. Now it's funny. But of course I couldn't. I remember we all wrote poems before that. Sean's like, hey, everyone should write poems. I did all right in that. But like the reading aloud, it was...
Yeah. I don't want to be tripping balls and then have to write a poem and then read to Huntress Thompson.
Oh yeah, it was, I have anxiety anyway. And to like, but then, so a week or two goes by and he calls me and he's like, hey, he wanted to come to Baton Rouge where I was filming and hang out, and I want to have some fun, which, as you know, means violence. And he wanted me to get my hands on 40 million candle power illumination grenades, and all I could come up with was a flare gun. But that went away. He's like, I'm not going to Baton Rouge anymore. Can you get me a flight home?
So let's go forward, which is where all happiness stems from. You have a new podcast coming. Tell us about it.
I don't know. We don't got to talk about that.
You and Jeff Tremaine.
Oh, yeah. It's a Jackass podcast. But...
There we go. It's going to be great. What else you got going coming? You're looking forward to? Are you going to do another Jackass?
We could, because I still write for them constantly. Just because you get ideas, they got to go somewhere. It's our 25th anniversary this year. We're doing a Jackass art show. It's just like select cast and crew and artists we admire. We're reaching out to.
My invitation got lost in the mail. I put that one.
What? Well, you can do any piece of art you would like to do, Shane.
You're done. You got to go. Are you hungry? Can we give you some food or anything? You know, one thing I didn't get to, which I was going to get to because we're completely different human beings, is I remember one time you'd run. You were always like you'd run, and then you'd eat like 2 pieces of pizza, and then you'd be like, that's good. I don't have to do that again for a while. I.e., you just wanted to get eating out of the way.
Yeah, I would only eat to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I would always exercise, but I'd only eat to get out of the way so I could drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be careful how you choose your heroes, son.
No, because I was going to say, like, Ben Franklin goes, don't eat to live, live to eat. No, don't.
Our pounding father.
He
was a real poon hound.
He was.
Ben Franklin.
He was a lot of things. But don't live to eat, eat to live. And I remember thinking that I loved you and respected you and wanted you to be you. But like, I remember thinking, he doesn't like food.
I'm indifferent. It's fine. I got to do it. I do it, but it's not something I look forward to.
On that happy note, Your Honor, the defense rests.
I appreciate it.
Great to see you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
Hopefully,
You're a pro.
hopefully that'll cut together.
You're a pro.